Imagine living where the land ends, where the sea never rests, where the nights are longer than days. Imagine waking each evening not to prepare for sleep, but to prepare for battle, a battle against darkness, against waves, against silence. You are the keeper's wife, and the lantern is your life. The tower looms above the cliff, a finger of stone stabbing into the sky. At its crown sits the lantern, a cage of glass and flame meant to hold back the sea's hunger. Ships depend on it, fishermen pray for it. Merchants trust their lives to its glow. Once this duty belonged to your husband, he climbed the spiral. Stairs each dusk, his shoulders broad, his hands steady as he trimmed the wick and filled the bowl with oil. He would hum as he worked, his voice carrying down to you in the kitchen below. You would sit by the window, sewing by candlelight, hearing the steady rhythm of his boots on stone. Then came the fever. It burned him away in a week. One day he was hauling barrels of oil from the shore. The next he lay shivering, his skin ashen, his breath rattling like pebbles in a tide. You pressed cool cloths to his head, whispered prayers into his ear, begged the sea to spare him, but the sea does not listen. You buried him at the cliff's edge, the wind stealing your tears before they reached the ground. And that night, the lantern still had to burn, so you climbed. The stairs twist endlessly, carved from damp stone. The air grows colder as you rise, the roar of the sea growing louder through the narrow windows. At last you reach the lantern room, its walls streaked with salt, its floor sticky with old oil. Your husband's tools wait where he left them, the knife for trimming, the rag for wiping soot, the heavy iron can for filling the lamp. Your hands tremble as you lift the can. Oil sloshes inside, heavy enough to pull your shoulders low. You drag it to the glass cage, biting your lip until it bleeds out outside. The storm gathers. Clouds swallow the moon. Rain lashes against the glass. Waves smash against the cliff below, sending spray up to spatter the windows. You light the wick, the flame flares, then steadies, casting a golden circle that pushes against the storm. The beam sweeps across the waves, cutting through darkness. Reaching for ships you cannot see, and you whisper to the night, "I have done it." But the night does not answer. The days are empty. You walk the cliffs, gather driftwood, mend nets, patch your own clothes. You cook thin soups, chew stale bread, drink rainwater, caught in barrels. The world feels too wide, too hollow without his voice. The nights are endless. Each evening you climb again. You haul the oil, you trim the wick, polish the glass until it shines. The lantern burns because you command it to. The sea never thanks you. The ships never know your name, but you keep climbing, because without you, the coast would vanish into darkness. Weeks turn into months. Your body grows lean, your arms stronger, your back bent from the weight of oil cans. Blisters rise and harden into calluses. Your face, once soft, is carved by wind and salt into something the sea cannot erode. But loneliness eats at you. The tower is too quiet. At night, you imagine footsteps echoing behind you on the stairs. You imagine his voice humming. Sometimes you turn, convinced he is there only to find stone and shadow. You speak aloud to the lantern now, as if it were a child. Hold steady, you whisper, wiping soot from its glass. Burn bright, just a little longer. The flame flickers in answer. One stormy night, you hear voices below. You rush to the window. In the distance, a ship struggles, its mast straining against the wind. The beam of your lantern sweeps across its sails, guiding it towards safe waters. You press your palms against the glass, whispering, "See me, follow me." The ship tilts, rights itself, and passes beyond the rocks. You fall to your knees. Laugh, you weep. For the first time in months, you feel alive. But the sea always takes what it gives. Another night, another storm, and another ship does not make it. You see its lantern sputtering in the rain, see its hull cracked against hidden rocks. You hear the screams carried on the wind. You press your hands against the glass as though you could push your own strength into the flame, as though more light could save them, but the sea swallows them. By dawn, Only debris floats on the water. You collapse on the stairs, your hands black with soot, your cheeks streaked with salt that is not from the sea. The lantern still burns, but it feels smaller now, weaker, as though it knows it has failed. Your hair grays before its time. Your eyes grow hollow. Still you climb. Children in the village whisper of the ghost in the tower. The woman who lives alone, whose lantern never dies. They do not know your name. They do not know the price you pay. Only the sea knows, and the sea never tells. One winter night, the storm is worse than any before. The wind screams through the tower. Rain hammers the glass. Waves rise higher than the cliff itself, smashing against the stone until the earth trembles. You climb anyway. Your arms shake, your legs falter, but you drag the oil can up each step, whispering, "One more night. Just one more." At the top, the glass rattles in its frame. The flame gutters in the wind. You shield it with your body, oil splashing across your dress as you refill the bowl. Your hands are slick, your breath comes in gasps. The flame wavers. For a moment, you fear it will die, but then it steadies. It burns brighter, golden against the black storm. You fall to your knees beside it. Your forehead pressed against cold stone, tears mingling with rain dripping through the cracks. "Burn," you whisper. "Burn for them, if not for me." Dawn, the storm is past. The sea lies calm, its fury spent. The horizon glows pale with light. You do not descend the stairs. When the villagers come to check the tower, they find the lantern still burning, its flames strong and steady. And beside it, they find you still and silent, your body curled at its base. As though you had given your last breath to feed its fire, ships will sail safely that morning, guided. By the beam that cost you everything, the villagers will tell stories of the widow who kept the lantern alive. Some will call you dutiful, some mad, some a ghost. But your name will fade. Only the light remains. Imagine climbing each night into the storm, giving your body, your strength, your life to a flame that saves others while it consumes you.
Wood.
You have kept the lantern burning, or let the sea take the ships as it took you. For more forgotten lives and hidden histories, subscribe to Refound Legacy.